On the front of the firearm, right here, on the front of the trigger guard, there is no, or there are no texturing. I wish there was, but there's not. A lot of people, that means nothing to you. Going back to the magazine. This is the magazine release. This is the slide stop or slide release. And this is the takedown pin. Right here. It comes with a standard pick rail. Now you may like that, you may hate it. I personally don't really care. The firearm is fine with it or without it. It can be used as a one-stop shop and be your home defensive with a light and a laser, or one or the other. I don't have a problem with it. It doesn't bother me whatsoever, even though I have no intentions of using it, because I intend on using this firearm for concealed carry solely. And I mean solely. I was also told right away to polish that feed ramp. Now, I did not do it right away. I wanted to operate this firearm first. I wanted to give it a chance in its natural state. I did not want to give Kel-Tec any reason to say that you've messed with this firearm. It's because of you that it doesn't operate. That being said, I've heard nothing but good things about Kel-Tec customer service. Folks, when it comes to customer service, it's important. Very important. But just because it's very important, it's not the end-all to be-all. It is possible to have the greatest customer service in the world and a malfunctioning firearm, and all the good customer service in the world to you after you send it back over and over again may mean nothing to you. And I don't blame you for that one bit. I have not had any problems with this yet. I have not sent it back. I've not had any reason to. So far, this Kel-Tec has been 100% reliable. 100% just easy to use. Getting again back to this trigger, it is a double action only trigger. It does take a long pull to get it back. That being said, it is smooth the whole way. If you are used to double stage triggers, you will have no problem with this. If you are used to a Glock, you will have no problem with this. It is adequate or more than adequate in every possible way. It does not need to be polished. The throat of this so far does not, or excuse me, the feed ramp of this does not need to be polished. There are no internals here like in 1911 so far that need to be polished. I mentioned before that the rails are extremely long. That gives me confidence, but I have not polished them in any way, shape, or form. The sights on this firearm, thank you Kel-Tec. We have a standard 2-point rear and one in the front. The front appears to be fixed, okay? If you want night sights on this, this may be a difficult part for you. I don't know that that's going to be easily just taken out. This rear sight, however, can be removed. I don't know that there's any reason to remove these sights. They seem to work very well. You can remove this rear sight. You can drift it left and right for windage. You can shim it underneath for elevation. So far, out of the factory, the first time I shot this, I'll have to admit, it did not shoot traditional. And by traditional, you all should know by now what a proper sight picture is out of a 3-dot. And it basically cross sections the bottom half of the bullseye and meets straight through it. If you're familiar with 1911s, especially GI models, you may be familiar with raising your point of impact or sight for your point of impact. Roughly stating, without it getting technical, I'm just going to say that you almost put the barrel over exactly where you're trying to aim. If you're aiming for the head, you put it in the center of the head. If you're aiming for the heart, you don't put it halfway, you put it all the way up on it, almost covering your target. In that sense, that's how these sights were set up originally from the factory. And that's not a problem to me because I'm so used to shooting sights like that. Not just 1911s. My Glock with factory installed night sights shoots the same way. It's very natural to me. I don't have a problem with it in a defensive situation. It's just covering the target is what I call it. They are very accurate. You can get tight groupings. I am going to insert here some still photos, one including the target that I shot at and what kind of groupings I got. And I believe that I shot with overall medium pace and not a ton of accuracy type shooting, but trying to get it down range. This should be at 7 yards at the local gun range, the very first time that I shot this firearm. And I am pleased with the result. Back to the rail real quick, folks. This pick rail, the paperwork that came with it had included a laser light combo that I had not seen before. It was a laser light combo, a laser light and holster combo, Kydex, I believe, that did something slightly unique that I've not seen before. It's worth mentioning. I've not seen it in actual use. What it appears to do is not only fit in the Kydex holster that is made for this firearm, but it seems to automatically actuate the light and or laser upon retrieval of the firearm from the holster without any further manipulations. What I mean is you do not have to press any buttons or do anything. Somehow pulling the firearm out of the holster actuates the laser automatically and or the light. It's just something unique that I thought I would mention because I had not seen it before.